Parsley would be just for garnish.
Wait, introduction pala.
Normally have sirloin,
You're doing a disclaimer. Hello guys, welcome again to Cucina Ni Nadia, and today is another day that is very, very special because we have a special guest who is the chairman and founder of the Disciples of Escoffier, and of course he is the program director and my very good friend, my mentor. Lahat po, tinulungan niya po ako sa cookbook ko. Ito, lahat na nangyayari ngayon, siya po ang dahilan kung bakit ako nandito dahil sa kanyang mabuting puso. Walang iba po kundi ang kaibigan ko, si Chef Philip Golding.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Today we're going to be doing roast beef, right?
Yes, dahil sa dami po na nagre-request sa inyo lahat na gumawa ng roast beef at hindi po ako marunong, kinuha ko na po yung the best. Ito po, bumili po ako sa palengke.
So the first thing we did with the beef, when you bought the beef, we just checked that it was malambot,
Yes,
nice and tender.
malambot.
So we took a couple of slices. It's always good when you buy something before you cook it for the family or friends, is to just check and balance, cook a slice of the beef and see if it's nice and tender, if you would have to treat the beef in a different way. This beef was nice and tender. We already tried it. We sliced it up.
Yes.
So it's interesting. It came from the market.
Yes.
But, you know, you need a little bit more fat. That's what you're looking for.
Yes.
On this cut is some fat. And then I started with a simple seasoning. So I always kind of crush my black pepper.
Pepper.
Crush some salt. Right? If you've got nice sea salt, I always prefer it over iodized. Okay. And then you had some, if you have fresh herbs, it's always nice to get some fresh herbs.
Yes.
Yeah, and then these are dry, but we got some nice fresh herbs there.
Okay.
And at the school we use a lot of fresh herbs, tarragon, thyme. So this is a little bit of rosemary and thyme together. So what we're doing, you know, sometimes when people use it, they don't crush it up, so they get these kind of splinters.
Yung mga herbs nyo po, kailangan tinatagtag ng mabuti kasi, alam mo na, yun daw, magkakaroon.
So what we want to do, we've got our mix there, come together, a little sprinkle. We take our beef, which we've tied. I mean, later on, this is what we had, and then I tied it up, right, with some fine twine.
Yes.
And then what we want to do is just gradually
Dry
season
rub.
and roll, all over, dry rub. Meanwhile, if you can turn on the gas and get this nice Teflon, because we're going to seal it off, yeah? So we roll it, get our herbs, don't waste anything. Season. Okay, great. Okay, so we just want to get the pan nice and hot. We add a teaspoon of olive oil.
Olive oil.
Or if you have some rendered fat, like cooked down fat, any lard. And then what you want to do is wait for the sizzling in the pan. I don't hear a sizzle, and what I want that sizzle to seal my meat nice.
Mainit na mainit yung inyong pan para mag-sear yung ating meat.
And after a little bit of skill tying, we're gonna have a beautiful, even, nice fat piece of beef that we're gonna roast in the oven. There you go. Hear the sizzle? Okay. So we're just gonna leave it there, and we're gonna turn it over to seal it.
Okay.
Meanwhile, we wash our hands, okay? Because we've been handling beef.
Yep.
We flip over the board. All right, to make sure it's clean and sanitized. Okay, and then we're gonna, what we call in the kitchen are mirepoix, right?
Mirepoix.
So mirepoix. So I want you, Nadia, next to me, to just cut some potatoes.
Okay.
This is gonna take about 45 minutes to an hour in the oven.
Okay.
Yeah. So these potatoes are gonna roast in the fat and the flavor, and so you want your roasted vegetables the same kind of cut.
Kailangan pantay-pantay po yung size ng inyong mga gulay kasi para sabay-sabay din yung oras ng pagluto niya. Yes.
The garlic will just break down and smash a little bit the cloves and roast it in as well. Leave the skin on, no problem. And there you go, nice color. You see the color? All right. So that's what you're looking for. You're looking for that searing, right?
Yeah.
That nice caramelization. We call that the Maillard reaction. The Maillard reaction is where the juices and the sugars of the meat caramelize. So you don't want to burn it because if it becomes sunog, it becomes bitter.
Okay.
So what you're looking for is a nice, don't scratch the pan at all. Just move it around and get that lovely colouring on it, right? Beautiful golden texture, and it has to be all sides, right? You can turn the gas down a touch, and it's beautifully cooking away there. We've absorbed most of the oil, right? You can see we don't need much, but the fat has rendered down. And we've got this nice colour going on, right? Beautiful.
Sir, can you explain to them that if there are some people interested to enroll in culinary, what can we offer here at CCA?
We have many programs going on. We have the short courses at the weekend.
Yes.
We have the diploma in culinary arts. We have the baking. We're just dropped by the school. Come and look for me. I mean, I
Punta lang po kayo. Yes, sa CCA, hanapin niyo po si Chef Philip. And Chef, I have a question. When are you gonna hire me? I need work.
You're hired now. If you cut like that, you're okay.
Okay.
We set our oven at 185 to 200 Celsius. It's there. It's preheated.
All right.
So what I'm going to do, I put it in there, and I'll start roasting that. Okay, so people will ask for the internal temperature, right?
Yes.
And I'll tell you about that in a minute. Okay, so I have a temperature probe, and in the probe,
Ayun. Nakalagay po yung temperature ng karne. So pag pinasok nyo po yan, malalaman nyo kung nandun na sa tamang temperature na pwede nyo nang alisin yung karne sa oven.
just make sure you clean and sanitize this properly
Yes.
before you stick it in. But this is the right way to go in terms of the temperature. You won't really know just by feeling
Where
it.
can we buy this, Chef?
There's different probes. You can get them all over the Philippines in supermarkets or in specialized gourmet stores.
Pero hindi
but-
ito pwede here.
No,
Already.
go on. So we're going to roast the carrots for color. I'm going to put them in. This is what we call it's a French word, mirepoix.
Mirepoix. M-I-R-E-P-O-I-X.
Normally in the gourmet kitchens, this gets thrown
Ah.
away after. Yeah, mirepoix. M-I-R-E-P-O-I-X. The mirepoix, okay? We're just going to roast it down. What's interesting about this is we're actually going to serve it as part of the meal. So we're not going to waste. We're a zero waste kitchen. At CCA, we practice zero waste.
Dito po sa CCA, pati po yung mga balat ng patatas, balat ng carrots, hindi po nila tinatapon, ginagamit po nila. So, nakakain na po ako dito ng soup, tapos nilagyan namin ng crispy potato skins. Naku, napakasarap. Zero waste po ang CCA.
Right, the potatoes and the carrots are going to cook for about 45 minutes in there with the beef fat rendering. So you're going to get this really nice crispy golden texture we're looking for, right? The celery, why wouldn't you put the celery in now? Any idea why we wouldn't put it in?
Because we want to eat it crunchy.
Yeah, the last kind of 15 minutes of cooking, then you add it in to roast it. Because if you put it in now, it's going to be a puree or mash.
Yes, madali po kasi maluto to, so malutulog agad pag sinabay natin sa ibang mga gulay. So, hiwalay po ang celery.
So, we've got some garlic cloves, leave the skin on, right?
Yes.
No problem, just give it a little with the heel of the knife, just give it a little tap, like that, just to break it, and throw it in. Yeah, do you want to go like that? Okay, and then what I did is with a little bit of salt and pepper for the lasa.
Para sa lasa.
Okay, it's absorbing all the fat and the flavor. Just roast it, a little bit more oil. You can see a little bit of color coming around.
Yan na. Nagkakaroon na po ng crust yung ating mga gulay.
Get some color going, right?
Yes.
And then we'll add it to our beef and we'll let it roast in the oven. Very simple, very straightforward.
Ang dali lang po. Yeah. How many minutes, Chef, for the roast beef? Around 45 minutes?
45 minutes to an hour, but we're hitting about 71 Celsius on my probe when we go in, yeah? And then we'll start with our roux, right? So in a minute, I'll use the same gas.
Okay.
So I like using beef fat, or a roux is a combination of fat. So we've got one teaspoon, 15 grams
of butter.
Okay. So for that size of meat.
Ito naman po yung para gumawa ng gravy ng ating roast beef.
You can smell that now. Smell the garlic opening up.
Yep.
Alright.
Yep.
So again, you know, meat and two veg we always say in England. So your meat is the beef, and your two veg you can have boiled peas, you can have green beans, Brussels sprouts, whatever's good and available on the market. You know, I never preset the menus because I like going to the market and seeing what's available, right?
Yeah, kung ano yung uso po ngayon na gulay na fresh na mabibili sa palengke, yun po gamitin niyo.
Okay, my bay leaf in there as well. Okay, it's in there.
Okay.
So, a little bit more caramelization.
Okay. Na, papasok mo na sa oven.
Beef's nicely rendering down there. Let's take our veggies and our potatoes. Carrots go straight back in the oven.
Balik na sa oven, and then this time we'll do our gravy.
Waste not the fat. Beautiful flavour. Back on. We'll turn the gas down a little bit now.
Okay.
So first thing is to melt your butter, right? Your fat. Now what we would normally do is we would brown the flour in the oven. Yeah. Or take our white flour and brown it to cook it on a baking tray, so we can start with the roux, right?
So it's brown gravy now. Okay.
Yeah. But what we're going to do, we're just going to, on the stove, we're going to brown it as much as we can, and then we're going to add our stock.
Okay.
Right. And there's a way of doing it.
Beef stock, yes.
And then I'm going to add a touch of soy sauce at the end because I like soy sauce for colour and flavour for the umami. We'll probably use some crushed parsley stalks in there. And again, what you want to do is you want a nice colour of the roux, right? You want the flour to have a nice colour, right? So you can break that down. We're going to strain the sauce after anyway. And then with the juice from the beef, I'm going to add this as well to give the flavour. You know, when I studied in French culinary, we would use a lot of wine in the cooking, right? But again, here sometimes you have to be careful of the sourness of the wine, so we're not going to. Here's the butter is starting to foam. We're going to add our flour, one.
How many tablespoons of butter?
Well, I've done equal quantities, so basically...
So two tablespoons butter, 2 tablespoons of flour.
Yeah, and then you can adjust it. So what you see is this is what we call the roux, R-O-U-X.
Yan yung tinuro ko sa inyo dati, yung roux. So yan po yung ginagamitan pang gravy, pang pakapal ng mga sauce. Yan po talaga ang ginagamit ng chefs.
What's very important is to cook it out, right?
Yeah.
So I can see the butter and the flour exploding. We'll wipe down now, we'll get rid of the butter, we'll get rid of the flour. I'm happy with that. There you go.
Done.
About another minute more and we're ready. Alright, so that's my browning of my
Brown
flour,
na po
my
yung butter tsaka yung flour. Kaya ayan, pwede na siyang lagyan ng broth para sa ating gravy.
If you add reduced red wine, if you take red wine and reduce it down, add it to it, it cooks off the alcohol, takes out the bitterness, and you get a nice residue to add to your sauce. So this is the basis of a classical sauce, right? And then add more stock in there.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to add a touch of soy sauce.
1 tablespoon of soy sauce.
Look at that.
Yes.
Then add a bay leaf in there. All right. At this point, we're going to put the fresh herbs in there.
All right.
Then we're going to let this simmer. We'll keep the celery. We'll put the celery in that pot. We'll put the parsley in that pot. Clean down. Always very important to work super clean. Place right, bang. That's good. All right, and then let this cook away. And then, as I say, what's important is cook it out for at least 30 minutes. Yeah. And let that flour really cook out. And add the seasoning to your palate, to your preference, right? But remember that your preference may not be always other people's preference, so don't go too salty. You can always add. All right, and then once we've roasted off, it starts to roast down. The fat from here, we'll pour a little bit into there, yeah? Okay.
Okay. So, nilagay na po niya yung celery. Inalis na po niya yung roasted vegetables sa loob ng oven. Nilagay niya sa pan ulit. Tapos, doon na sinali yung chopped celery.
Now we'll let it cook down a little bit, steam down.
Okay.
So all the fat from the roast beef is in there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Our sauce is on the go. The beef, one of the beef should be not far off. Let it rest.
Okay, lahat po ng juice ng ating roast beef, hinalo po ni chef sa ating gravy. Pampadagdag lasa. Ito naman po yung tinatawag na nila, pinaparest yung ating beef. Ibig sabihin nun, wag nyo po munang hihiwain kasi pag hiniwa nyo po na sobrang init o galing sa oven, lahat po ng juice ng beef lalabas po, masasayang. Para po yung pag nagsa-steak tayo, di ba? Kaya hayaan nyo muna kahit mag-rest ng mga 2 to 3 minutes yung beef. Kasi pag hiniwa nyo, talagang masasayang lang lahat ng juice. So yan po, pinaparest niya bago niya hiwain. Ayan po, pag natanggal na po lahat ng tali, ayan, magsa-start na po siyang slice ang ating roast beef. Gawa na rin po ang ating gravy. So, best serve pag bagong luto. Looks good. Ito po ang ating roasted veggies. Iba po pag chef, no? Makulay ang buhay. Sarap. Yan na po ang ating roast beef with gravy.
And there you go. There's your
Yes!
roast beef, roasted vegetables.
Yay! Thank you, Chef Philip. Ito na po ang ating roast beef with roasted vegetables by the one and only Chef Philip Golding. At syempre, hindi pa pwedeng hindi ko titikman to. Yan, para po sa inyong lahat. Oh, wow. Thank you, Chef! Thank you so much! Ang sarap-sarap! Sobrang sarap po! Ito na po ang ating roast beef na gawa po ng the one and only Chef Philip Golding dito po sa CCA. Check out yung po website nila. And of course, Chef, thank you. Merry Christmas.
Thank you, Merry Christmas.
Thank you so much for everything you've done for me. And of course, sa cookbook ko po, andun din po siya. Have I Cooked For You, the National Bookstore. Don't forget to always cook with your heart. Thank you.
Thank you.